Welcome back to the West Best Media. Today we're going to dive into episode 3 of the four-part series on Ramaphosa, South Africa, and Julius Malema. Today we're going to talk about the real fear. It isn't Malema's mouth. It's his mission. The West pretend it fears Malema because of his language, his fire, his insult, his energy. That's a distraction. What they really fear is his agenda, because a Malema presidency would do what South African government has dared to do: disconnect the country from the Western dependency. That means a nationalizing strategy, select, selectors forcing foreign companies to share ownership, demanding local benefactors, and ending the open door policy for foreign capital that extract without giving back. For the West, that's not that's political danger. That's economic war. That's why they fear him. A sovereign South Africa means Western banks lose control of Africa's financial heart. And once the heart stops obeying, the whole system trembles. Let's be honest, since the 1800s, South Africa has been the workshop of the empire. First Britain, now for global capital. From Cecil Rhodes and the gold rush to the Anglo-American and De Beers, it's never about freedom. It was about control. Even after the 1994, the deal stays the same. The name on the board changed, but the ownership didn't. The West praised democracy, but what they really wanted was stability without transformation. A free vote, not a free people. And Ramaphosa delivered exactly what they wanted. A modern looking South Africa with colonial economy still intact. Malema threatened to reverse that compromise. He says what Nkrumah, Sankara, and Gaddafi said: Africa must own Africa. Africans must own Africa. If you believe in political freedom means nothing without economy control, hit like now and drop your thoughts and comments, please. Now we're going to move into the Trump connection and Western meddling. Remember this? When Donald Trump was in the White House, his administration publicly targeted Malema, Afroform, the right-wing body, the right-wing lobbying defending apartheid. land ownership, few, flew to Washington to push for sanction and demand Malema be arrested. Soon after, the U.S. threatened with new tariff on South Africa steel and diamond export. That wasn't random, that was pressure. The message was clear: keep your radical under control, or we'll squeeze your economy. It's the same playbook they used against Zimbabwe when Mugabe took back the land. It's the same language they use today against Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso for kicking out the French. To the West, Africa independency is a threat, not a victory. And how they do shape public opinion through headlines. Look at how global outlets describe, describe Malema: firebrand, populist, radical, demagogue. But when Ramaphosa hide his US dollars in his sofa, the same outlet call it a minor political controversy. You get that? Ramaphosa hide over $500,000 US dollars in his sofa illegally. They call it a minor political controversy. If it's the propaganda dressed as journalism, protecting moderate, demonizing revolutions. Because Malema win, because the day Malema win the presidency, those same newspaper will lose their narrative control of Africa. That's why they fear. Not the man, not the movement that refuse to obey. If you see how the Western media shape Africa image, like this comment, like this episode, share it. Let them know Africa sees through the spin. Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso have already kicked out the French. Guinea, Senegal are shifting away from IMF control. Now imagine South Africa, the region powerhouse, joining that alliance. That's not coincidence. That's a momentum. And it's the rise of the AAC bloc, the alliance of the Sahel states, inspiring Africa from the Sahara to the Cape. Malema language may be loud, but it echoes something ancient. Africa demand for unity, sovereignty, and pride. A Malema-led South Africa could bridge the Sahel revolution with the Southern Belt, the mineral heart of Africa. And once those two fronts unite, Western control end. That's the fear. And that's why they fear Malema so much. Let's be blunt. A united Africa means no cheap mineral, no cheap labor, no Western veto, African progress. That's not just African dreams. That's the West. That's the West nightmare. Because Africa stand tall. the Western economy will crumble. Malema doesn't represent political shift. He represents a global realignment. Here's the truth. The ANC fear losing control of South Africa. Romaphoso fear losing his image, but the West fears losing the continent. That's why Samir Malema fund his rival and weaponize the court. Subscribe, share, drop a comment below because this next episode we're going to go even deeper into the fear, the West nightmare, losing the Southern Belt. And if you missed my 3-part on Malema conviction series, go back, watch it now. That's where this war began. And that's where everything about the unscrupulous behavior of the ANC lies. This is the West Best Media. Straight talk, no sugarcoating. Africa is riding. Again, I said Africa is rising and Babylon is falling. And if you don't know, that's a book I'm writing, which titled Africa Rising, Babylon Falling. I'll let you know when it's published so you can pick up a copy. Peace and love, my brothers and sisters. God bless. One love, one people, one Africa.